And we're live on a Tuesday. How about that? Who all is here? We'll only be live for an hour. Lars says Tuesday, and he points out that this is to promote a premiere of a video. So the video that'll be premiering right after this live at 8 o'clock Eastern time is on Tour Angie's channel. And Tour Angie is from my hometown and does Bluefield history and tour videos, driving around the area, what happened here and there and when and all that. I thought it was pretty cool. So I gave her an old family story that's never publicly been told before, and it will be on her channel right after this. So I thought, well, if she's going to do that, then I'll go live an hour before it. And here is the link to it. Lars put up the link. It's also linked in the description. So it's kind of a funny story. I have no idea how long the video is or anything, but I thought it was fun. So, Unfinished Project is here. He ate some South African canned peaches today, and they were delicious. Danny Boyd asks if the flower shelves are below the dormer window. No, those are actually just footboards. We put them up to do siding on the dormers. You said something about the roof looked good. What ought to? It was expensive. That was not a cheap roof to do. Old McDonald asked if the live is frozen up. I don't know why it would be. It's 72 degrees today. Indecisive Garage is here. Mohawk is here. Howdy, gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know what was going on, guys. It looks like it's doing okay now. Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. Feels weird. I don't know. I'm not seeing a thing from my end. It all looks fine. Big Bad Jones, have any tacos? No, sir. Mater says this is not Friday. Ding, ding, ding. You are correct. Auto Salvage Outlaws likes the intro. Yeah, I'm going to change it up here pretty soon. Hot Rod Guy Garage says awesome. Yeah. SSR Performance Big James. How's it going, sir? Russell. Well, howdy. Glad you all are here. Bad Tree Production Blake says, Heathens assemble from Cape Coral, Florida. Hope you're having a good time down there, Mr. Blake, and staying safe. Turbo Thomas says, the sun is still out. Yeah, it is. And you know what it does when the sun is out? It wreaks havoc on reflections up here. It never looks good in daylight in here because with the lights on, it doesn't cancel well, and the lighting sucks in here during the day. Unfinished Project. It's like Death Banana. Okay. Jason's Garage Inc. Mean Street Mopar. Howdy. Blake said he just got here. Belly full of chicken wings. Right on. Do you interlock the chicken wings and beer for maximum volumetric efficiency? Russell says 183 days and a few hours. I need a money tree. I hear that. Actually, it's 183 days, 4 hours, 55 minutes to be exact. You'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. We're going to have a giveaway tonight, too. Auto Salvage Outlaw says money tree. Yes, you plant those with dollar seeds. If you want to plant a money tree, start saving 15% of what you make when you're young. You'll have a money orchard. Something administrative to take care of. Had a phone call right before the live and needed to take care of that. See, I'm kind of out of my element on Tuesday, and it's an hour earlier than normal. Old McDonald's is chicken lips. Yeah, Unfinished Project has all these inedible chicken parts. It's a very UP kind of thing to do. What is this Auto Salvage Outlaws ×6? What is that all about? What is that, Millard? I figured it would be good to go live an hour before. There's 6 of us. Okay. All right. I just wasn't sure what that was. The reason I don't look homeless today, like Cope says I usually do, I had real estate continuing education all day today, and then I have it all day tomorrow. And man, it's good to see my friends over there at the association and everything, and it's everything's paid for, nice catered lunch and all that. And that's all good, but woo, I mean, and tomorrow we kick off the morning at 8 in the morning, 3 hours of the code of ethics. It's like, man, I'd rather have a car hood fall on my head than start my morning off with 3 hours of the code of ethics. But you got to do it. So I'm getting it over with. Mayor says, I wanted to give an update about my surgery on my right hand. It will now be Thursday to repair my cut tendon and broken bone. Yikes. Ugh. Tell you what, having a hand repair is no good. Y'all can see that, but that finger got reconstructed from a moving accident one time. Had a steel pin in it and sewn together, and then that was let's see that tongue. It looks like a snake's forked tongue. That ring finger. That was an accident in the gym years ago. Dumbbells, and so neither of my middle fingers are straight. So hand injuries are just no good. But I've had a few. I hope you get yours taken care of and it all heals up good and everything. Colleen says, I've got jury duty next week. I will probably never wind up serving on a jury, but that said, I did get a jury questionnaire form from Tazewell County, oddly, last year. But I don't live in Tazewell County. I just have property there. So they sent me the thing. I never heard back from. I don't guess they ever went in the pool. I don't know. I mean, I would do it. I think serving on a jury is a very patriotic thing to do. I just don't think anybody. I think a preemptory strike on one side or the other would probably get rid of me. Danny Boyd says, what are they going to teach me? How to utilize a compression fitting on the brake line? Ugh. Not one of my favorite places for those. Not saying I don't have a vehicle that has one, because I certainly do. Clayton says, I used to be in insurance, but all my certifications expired. I have to write all the exams again. Been studying for weeks. Oh, man. Yeah, I had to take, of course, I took the state national exams for real estate way back there. And it's funny because when you get your broker's license, the broker exam is practically the same freaking thing. It's almost exactly the same thing over again, a state national exam. Of course, not the same questions. Those randomly rotate for everybody. So you take the same kind of test again, but then they just mix in these silly brokerage management questions. And it's a little bit longer, but it's the same thing. And of course, you got to pay twice and go take it where they proctor it twice, all that stuff. But anyway, and then like today and tomorrow, you got to go and take all the CE. So it's all good. It's all good. Although I got to tell you, it's the teacher was nice enough, but some of us that had been doing this a long time were kind of talking some of the stuff she wasn't right about. Someone had asked her, about what constitutes notice to a party with a contract. Is it to the agent or when you have proof the party gets it? And she said, well, she wants proof the party gets. I don't care what you want. Notice the agent constitutes notice to the party. That's part of the agency relationship. So it's kind of funny because some of us in there have done this a really long time. We probably should be teaching something, and we're not, so we can't complain. But I have taught in that building before, but I taught firearm classes. I doubt the new post-COVID regime over there would go for that. But it was great. They were popular. We filled it up. Rob's Rods and Streetcars is here. Pure Pontiac Garage. Jethro in here making noise. I told you, this is the 1 hour you don't get to make any noise in the house. He's right here. Saw Lunar get in here. Danny Boyd says he took the ACT exam in 1984 with a hangover and got an 18 right in the middle. I've never taken that one. We had the private school I went to had the CAT, the California Achievement Test, whatever that is, and then we had that, and then we took the SATs. Of course, it was the old SAT. It was the old, Anyway, whatever. It was, colleges were happy with it. I guess I did okay. Verbal or written. I don't even know who that goes with. Hey, there's Tour Angie. Okay, so she is going to be helping us facilitate our giveaway tonight because the video is going to be on her channel. So I thought I'd just go live an hour before it. So there is a link. I think I got the link pinned on YouTube, so you guys can go over there and watch that if you're interested. It's kind of a cool, funny story that'll get told publicly for the first time from our family. So, Jethro, you can't get rowdy. You're going to be making noise, but I'm going to have to put you somewhere else. You won't like it. Danny Boy says, I knew a football player who got a 7. I can believe that. Old McDonald's talking about a blizzard while it was 70 degrees here today. Lars has it pinned, right? Well, Lars can't have it pinned. Only I can pin it, but Lars put the comment up. Victor's here finishing up a Porsche video as I listen. Okay, that's interesting. You making a model for the dude giving one away? Unfinished Project puts up the link for Tour Angie. Yeah, Tour Angie, it's a niche channel. She's a travel agent and does it does Bluefield and Princeton history videos, which I really like because that's where I'm from. And so actually on April the 10th, I don't know when the video will come out, but we're actually planning to go and film a couple places down there. One of them is the school I went to. So I think that'll be an interesting one. Tour Angie, is everybody ready for the information to question? Let's give them a few more minutes till we get to max ordinance of people in here. I'll tell you what, we'll do the giveaway at 7:30 Eastern time. We'll let them, because they're still filing in. People aren't used to me going live on a Tuesday. Aunt D is here. Wrong English is here. Howdy. How was Cleveland? Vic says, no, sir, at least not that I'm aware of. I'd love to at least take a ride in this one, but I'm afraid I might break it in half. I've driven a Porsche one time, drove it about 50 feet. It was at my cousin's shop, and it needed to come in to get some wiring work done on the interior, on a window. And so he said, hey, just pull that in the shop. It's not really my bag. The coolest Porsche to me is the one that Huey Lewis drove in his I Want a New Drug video. That little one there, because I like the old air-cooled Volkswagen style Porsches. Not the Euro trash junk from the 80s, not those, but the ones from like the 50s, 60s Porsches. Those were cool. There's Alva. What's going on? Rob's Rod the Streetcar says, I've been a valve in a Porsche once. How'd you do that? Some ways the bending valves are more interesting than others. (1970s) air-cooled 911. I like them. That's cool. I just like them a little earlier than that. I like them when they were what I call the Volkswagen Porsches. Like the one James Dean died. Yeah, yeah, like that. Like that. Yeah, ASO is not a big fan of Atlanta. No, I could never get into enjoying Atlanta. I've been to some cool places down there, but it's just a big, crammed up, dirty city. And I used to go down to Glock train, do their instructor and advanced armor and those classes down there. And the classes are great. Glock is great. The facility's great. All that's great. The only bad thing is that I would stay in Tequila, which meant I had to do about 1/3 of the 285 Beltway every morning. And it is the most miserable sea of taillights in the dark, bumper to bumper, 6 in the morning ever. It is awful. People driving down the shoulder. I mean, the shoulder and the median are just littered with cars that stopped running one day. It's the worst. It is the worst. The suburbs of Atlanta, there's all kinds of great places, but to actually have to go through there, it is not very. And one time years ago, I got stuck on Chamblee Tucker Road outside of Atlanta. And I stopped at one end, and there was this Indian dude that was working at some store, and I asked directions. I said, I'm looking for this place on Chamblee Tucker Road. And he says, this is Chamblee Tucker Road. This way Chamblee, this way Tucker. Tucker very far. So I got on the road and I went to somewhere like miles and miles and miles away, and I stopped. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't the same dude, he has a twin. Looked just like him. And they were both watching the NBA finals. I don't know what time of year. It'd be the summer, right? They're both watching the same thing on TV. Those dudes could have been, they may have been brothers, but it's like 20 miles apart. I said, hey, man, I'm looking for, this place on Chamblee Tucker Road. He says, this is Chamblee Tucker Road. This way Tucker, this way Chamblee. Chamblee very far. I'm like, no. It probably took me an hour to find it when I was within 10 miles of this place. This was pre-GPS, right? People that drove around who drove around after GPS, they just don't know what they're missing. VW was designed by Porsche. Yeah, Ferdinand Porsche, yes. $356, that will be right. Jim's Fastback Garage, howdy. One-Eyed Cats is heading back in a few weeks, but you came back from Cleveland. You're headed back. Okay, to Cleveland. I was going to say, you didn't stay there that long. A 914, yeah, that's what that weird little thing was that looked like a Volkswagen kit car looking thing, the 914. Those things were just yuck. Rob says, bent more than one valve. Foot slipped off the clutch and it didn't. Tried to stall out, so I hit the gas and took off. Tried to shift a second. Oh, wow. So you missed the gear and sent it to the moon, right? BNR's asking, what's the topic tonight? So anyway, on a friend of mine's channel, Tour Angie channel, the link is pinned at the top. She has a channel that does history videos of my hometown. And so since it goes so well on her channel and she was touring Rock, West Virginia, I said, well, here's an old family story that's never publicly been told. It'll go great on your channel. So I just decided to go live an hour before it. So if people want to go over there and watch it, they can. It's a funny story. I have no idea how she did the video other than she toured the area where it happened and has a picture I sent her and has the story. So there you go. Mohawk said, when I lived there, we called I-285 the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's much more dangerous than the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I bet if you were to get on I-285 in the morning, it would take you the entirety of a day to make a circle on it. I bet it would. Because it would take an hour to go part of it. Then you'd make some time. Then it would take an hour. I mean, I would bet during the rush hour, you would get clogged up. And there is the link for Tour Angie. Check it out. There's some really steep streets in Bluefield too, like really steep. And she didn't want to try those, so we'll go back and try those. It might be fun. Wrong English says, I've done it, though I can read a map. Another argument for a TH400. Okay, I don't know what that goes with. But those are good transmissions. Tim72 Demon says, boy, everyone is here. This is about half. This is a little more than half what we get on a Friday. It's a good crowd, though. I'm glad y'all all turned out. We'll be having a giveaway at 7:30. Unfortunately, Jethro's getting all impatient with me. He doesn't like this because I'm live in the middle of the day. If it was dark, he'd be taking a nap. Instead, he's right here grumbling about nothing. Might have to wind up taking a quick time out. You never know. Justin Hill is here. How's it going, sir? Danny Boyd says, anything I-75 is a mess. Yeah. T's Good Time Garage. Going to jump on the YouTube to get ready for a video premiere, and I see that I scheduled poorly. Well, okay. We got a premiere coming up here very soon. We're going to be doing a giveaway here in just a few minutes. Tour Angie says, I have travel videos up too, just for the travel agency part, but I love driving around my home state, making videos and talking about history. Yes, so it doesn't go without saying. She also does videos from cruise ships. I did a video from London. Travels everywhere and can help you travel everywhere too. So we're working on something with that you'll learn more about on Friday. How about that? KJ Kiley is here. Old McDonald said LA freeways suck. Yeah, well, tell that to the people from the movie Speed. They found the only unbusy highway in all of LA. Actually, I flew into LAX one time, and I got stuck there for something. Our plane it was a connector to go. I would have been going to Thunder Ranch. So I would have been flying into Reno from there. So I took a connector to LAX, and something happened, and I got delayed like 8 hours. And so I just remember sitting at this really long, it was like a little bar with chairs on each side with people just zombied over laying on the tables, me included. But it had all these USB ports where you could plug your phone in on it, all down the whole thing. But anyway, while I'm sitting there on that thing, I'm looking out where they filmed the movie Speed, the whole thing right there. So, well, that's pretty cool, but kind of hard to look at an empty tarmac for 8 or 9 hours. So it was all right, though. Not going to say I wasn't kind of wishing, Dennis Hopper and Keanu Reeves in a bus were to come flying through, but that didn't happen. I think Dennis Hopper was still alive at that time, too. London, Kentucky? No. No, but it's fun stuff. Just did a video from a restaurant down in South Carolina, does restaurant reviews and stuff like that. Should be doing a video here next month on my old high school, which that one will be fun. Maybe I might go live an hour before it or something too. You never know. Did a tour video of the old Princeton Dragway, and that one is coming out on Friday. The premiere is scheduled for that right after my Friday live. So I think it's fun when it's something that I remember so well. Wrong English says, I found a carriage house for a bachelor pad. Okay. Danny Boyd says, I live in a historical building. My old office downtown was in an 1887 boarding house. And that was kind of neat. 7,000 square feet. It had a rock wall and rock foundation. It was just a neat place. I really liked that place. I miss it. It was great. It was right in the middle of downtown. You come in on Monday morning, you had to watch driving in because you had broken bottles in the parking lot and stuff. Because it's surrounded by bars in a college town. Well, no, this is Virginia. We don't have bars. We have restaurants that serve alcohol and get 50% or more of their revenue from other sources than alcohol. In other words, what they do is they make a pitcher, a draft, and an appetizer the same price, and they just ring up a whole bunch of appetizers. That's their trick. That's how they pad the stats for ABC. I don't know what other states do, but I know they do that in Virginia all the time. Wrong English said, my friend and I got stopped crossing on a green light in LA. 6 lanes downtown. That sounds exciting. Last time I was in LA, I was down there for a 1911 operators class. And the class itself was in Azusa. And it was up in a canyon. And one thing I really wanted to see while I was there was see some bald eagles out in the wild, because they are everywhere there. I didn't see a one. It was the San Gabriel Mountains. It was a canyon up there. And I could hear them. I could hear them all day. People say those things are like a nuisance bird there. And I never saw one. But then a couple years ago here in Giles County, right over the bridge at Ripplemead, I looked up, and sure enough, there was a bald eagle circling up above the road about 100 feet over my head. I couldn't believe it. It's the first one I had seen outside of a zoo in about 40 years, and there it was. It was wild. Did a triple take. I even got a couple pictures of it, but it's so far up, it's kind of, but there's no doubt it's a bald eagle. It's wild. I'm glad they're making a comeback. They're really cool birds. Danny Boyd says, I've always wanted to see LA, though not in the last 10 years. I haven't seen much of it. I did one day while I was there in Azusa. I was there for a 1911 operators course. And one night, usually you have a lot of, stuff on the range, and you have a lot of class and coursework and stuff, and maintenance you do in the evening. One day I got that done quickly because I was saying I got some daylight. It's in the summertime. So I went down to Long Beach and put my feet in the water. I just did that. I wasn't there an hour and came on back because I had to get some sleep. Traveling to train like that's fun, but you don't get a lot of unlimited tourism time. 1911s, yeah, they're definitely not my go-to, but I think the well-rounded operator needs to have experience in lots of different things. You need to be able to work with anything. So I was definitely one of those. It's a 45 because they don't make a 46. I was one of those guys for a few days. How about that? But anyway, we're going to do our giveaway here in about 2 minutes. Exciting stuff. Auto Salvage Outlaws, times 6. So we looked at an old house in Tennessee, looked like an old farmhouse. I was thinking that mother bet he told, something like that. Busy Izzy says he's selling his house in Paris, Tennessee. He goes on the market, I think he said the 15th of April or sometime in April. He'd love to sell it to somebody in our community. No idea, but I think it's on like 3 or 4 acres. Busy Izzy's got it, so whenever it comes out, he lists some. I'll share the link. Paris, Tennessee is in western Tennessee. It's between Nashville and Memphis and a little north of Camden. It's probably about 30 miles off of I-40. Let's see here. It was in town. No, it is not. Now Jethro's aggravating me. Give me about 1 minute, because if I don't, he's going to drive me crazy. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I put him the only place he'll take a nap when he's not in the house, and that's in the car. Auto Salvage looking for something outside of town close to Nashville. Okay. A lot of Eagles in Philly. Yeah, there would be. Crystal Kilgore. I'll catch my breath a minute. Had to run out down the stairs and out. He's spoiled. Yes, he is. I'll catch my breath just a second, then we'll do this drawing. Not used to having to do a sprint in between a giveaway. Timeout in the car. Let me tell you how his timeout is. He has a mattress out there. The back seat of the CRV just permanently has his mattress and blanket. So it's good accommodations, and he loves it. He loves it. He'll take a nap in the car, just so good. If I got like a dinner meeting or something, I take him with me, lock him up in the car, just takes a nap. I park where I can see it. All right, here we go. Before you post it up, the winner's choice will be, we're going to do a giveaway, the winner's choice of an AHRA No Name Nationals banner. Ship it right to you. This is the same heavy vinyl that we make our big banners out of, or No Name Nationals hat. Flex fit. These are nice hats. So it'll be the winner's choice of either one. So Angie says, since my video is on old bottling companies, Fanta was invented in Germany during World War II because Coca-Cola would not deliver to Germany during that time. The question is, drop it. Auto Salvage's banner. We haven't won it yet. It'll be winner's choice. And everybody's eligible because I didn't do the question, so anybody can win. Auto Salvage says nice. Yeah, they are nice. We do nice first-class stuff here. And the question is, where was the orange Fanta invented? City and country. So this is for a banner and a hat. We've got guesses here. Danny Boyd says Orange County. SSR says Naples, Italy. Rob says no clue. The city of no, the country of clue. Jared Rigney says Bangkok, Thailand. ASO, no clue. Aunt D says Hamburger, Germany. Angie says that was quick. Here's the deal. I like to let them roll for a while so that I can, I like to let them roll for a while because I like all these wrong answers. Orange County, California, Atlanta, Berlin. Mater says, I know in Germany, but not sure what city. Well, let's go back and reread the question. The question was, where was the orange Fanta invented? City and country. All right. So, Angie, did SSR get it right? I just want to confirm with you because I think he may have. I know the country. I did not know the city. So are we correct here? Is Big James of SSR Performance correct? Because I'm seeing Naples from Indecisive Garage. I see Birmingham, Alabama from Auto Salvage Outlaws. All right, just want to confirm on you, Big James. Okay, good deal. So Big James is correct. He says, I'll take a banner. Banner's coming to you. It'll go out probably tomorrow. It might have to be Thursday, but I will get it out this week to you. Coming to you, buddy. Oh, old McDonald said he had the answer, then YouTube closed on me. Boo. Sorry. You know, it happens. I keep this handy just because of things just like that. Cool. SSR, big winner today. It's fun. So we had trivia question related to carbonated beverages because of the premiere after this live. To Angie says, next time I'll do a harder question. Well, I told her to model off of the question I asked a couple weeks ago, which was in the movie No Country for Old Men, the scene at the gas station where they flip a quarter. What year was the quarter? She said, oh man, that's hard. I'm like, no, these guys will get it quick. You got to remember there's usually like 50 or 60 people with ready to Google foo on that phone. So that's why I like questions you can't Google, like this one. Remember this one? Nobody could Google this one. Like how many splines are on this Sprag race? You might be able to Google it now because I counted them up and we put it out there. But to my knowledge, nobody else ever has. Now, let's say the only people that know the answer to that are us and whatever poor dude made the brooch for this in 1959. The only people that know that. Auto Salvage Outlaw says, always fun, win or lose. So big thanks to Angie for our tour question. Thank you a lot. Now, Unfinished Project says Fanta, a fruit-flavored carbonated soft drink created in Nazi Germany during World War II. Right, but she said orange Fanta. She conceded and told everybody that Fanta itself was invented in Germany during the war. The orange was invented in Italy. That was the plot twist. Backcast Dream says, you also got 313,000 answers that night. Yes, I did. The correct answer, since I can't use that one again, is 249. That readed edge is 249. If you want some useless information to tell your transmission gurus that they don't know, you can tell them that. Unfinished Project just wants to know if the oranges are from South Africa. What was that you ate that was from South Africa? Some kind of fruit today? So I knew that mandarin oranges, you can't find them from anywhere except China. Any brand in the store. I've never seen anywhere. They were all from China. But I was looking at Dole's peaches, and you would think the peaches would come from somewhere else, but will come somewhere other than China. I mean, we have one of the peach growingest places on earth just a couple hours south of here. Like if you go through Norman, Rockingham, North Carolina, it's all peach orchards. And yet, the Dole peaches that came in the bottle at Kroger's, they're China. It's just crazy. Very disappointing. Kevin's Mopar Scott, how's it going? Old McDonald's asking a question if anyone wants to mess with it. Bad Frog beer. There's a million beers out there now. I have no idea. My favorite orange soda is Jarritos Mandarin, according to Jim's Fastback Garage. You sound like a connoisseur of orange soda there. Orange Free State. Danny Boyd says it became a breakfast cereal. Fantastics. Oh, gosh. I tell you what, drinking those syrupy, sweet, like orange and sodas and stuff, it's not for me. And that's why I like Diet Dr. Pepper better than the regulars, because it's not so sweet. I can't drink stuff that sweet. It's like these people that drink straight sweet tea. It's like, oh my gosh. I feel like I'm going to have a stroke from drinking that stuff. Engine Light Garage is here. Thanks for coming by. Smoke Grinch Sean. Y'all just missed a giveaway. We gave away a No Name Nationals banner. We're going to have a giveaway on Friday, too. And for those just joining us, we're only going to be live an hour tonight because in 20 minutes on the Tour Angie channel, which is linked above, we're going to have there's a video on a Bluefield history. It is not car related at all, but it's a cool video that tells an old family story of mine. It is not car related. You may get a kick out of it, but it'll premiere on that right after this. I just went live an hour before it just to let everybody know, just because. I figured this early on a Tuesday, I wouldn't be getting on anyone else's normal live spot. Smoke Range says, I'm always late to the party. Fashionably late. It happens. That's because you're a main eventer. You know, you don't come in with the warm up or the jobber matches. You're a high carder. You're later in the show. Auto Salvage Outlaw says, I got me a real Georgia peach that knows how to make peach cobbler. That sounds like a winner. That sounds pretty good. Andrew Nelson says, why does it feel like the 184 sign is yelling at me? Because it is. You're not the only one. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about the orange paper. The orange paper has no selective outrage. It doesn't go slower. It doesn't go faster. It's extremely predictable. In fact, that paper back there, it arguably could be the most predictable thing in your entire life. I mean, it is incredibly predictable. I mean, you know that 84 days from now, there's going to be a 100 back there. How about that? And you can predict that with complete accuracy. Now, Mater's got a question. Being in Texas, where was the oldest Dr. Pepper bottling plant before stopping production? Where was the oldest Dr. Pepper bottling plant at before stopping production? I don't know. I know that Dr. Pepper supposedly got its name from a guy who lived in this town in Christiansburg, Virginia. And he named it after a doctor named Pepper who lived in Rural Retreat. And that's 1885. Did the car in your picture get identified? Yes, it did. So I'm glad you said that. So the car in the picture, you guys were so gracious to help me with that. This car, say 1955 Oldsmobile 88. That was the consensus on that. And close, man. And then where's the other one? Yeah, the other one. The other one was, I know where I have it. Right here. This one, I believe the consensus was it's a 70 Torino two-door. And that one took a lot of, well, you said 71, could be 70 or 71, but the 70, the two-door did not have a vent window, and the four-door did. But we kind of matched up with the fenders and the vinyl, and we're thinking that's the deal. So yeah, we figured it out. No, you can't do that, Vic, because you can't, you got to keep credibility. We want that to be consistent. If the thing starts doing stuff like that, they're like, oh, okay, is it real? Is it not? No, can't do that. We don't mess with the orange paper. The orange paper is rigid and disciplined. ASO got some button-up shirts because he can't do a pullover. Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of things that we put together, the marker lights, the grill shell or bumper, the whole thing. But anyway, we saw things we thought were close. But I'm telling you, I've never gotten that figured out without you guys. It took a lot of work to get that straightened out. Ron Ward said maybe a 70s Celica, and I saw exactly what he was talking about. Well, you looked really close to the edge of the bumper. It was not. But I'll tell you what, that wasn't a bad guess. I would not have thought that without Ron Ward suggesting it. Ron Ward knows a lot of stuff. Andrew, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming by. We just did this odd middle of the week Tuesday live. I don't do this very often for a reason, but being early in the day, it keeps from getting into anyone else's time. I think usually the people on Tuesday, whether it's Buff and Kim, whether it's Jason, are like later in the evening, so this shouldn't run into their time any. The only other time we do these oddball middle of the week random lives like this, when we have somebody who just happens to roll up on about 475 subscribers who is registered for the No Name Nationals. We like to go live and celebrate getting 500 with them, just whenever it happens. And a one-time thing. Can't get your 500 but once. So we make a party out of it. That cramped my leg. To reevaluate the way I'm sitting on my chair. This chair's got a cylinder that just it won't stay put. I keep readjusting it, but it won't stay put. Heavens Mopar says, I swear I can hear my cars yell at me each time I walk by them or even look at them. Makes sense. ASO's talking about his daughter's coming up in the seat to the car where she wants it. Does that mean she's tall enough to see over the dash? I'm not sure there. I was pretty big for 11. I drove around. We lived on an 85-acre college campus, and I drove around all over that thing at 11 years old. Had a 4-speed Ford Escort. About the color of this shirt. Drove around all over that place. I was at 11. Andrew Nelson says, Calvin should have the Trailblazer video out this weekend. Right on. Looking forward to that. Tell you what, Nelson's put it out. They deliver. They do some good stuff over there. We were talking about the Nelsons with just Mopar Joe here yesterday. I was out doing some yard work and y'all came up. We were talking about people who get the most out of their combinations and talking about a particular car that wasn't. I says, you know what? If the Nelsons had that, they could be a half-second faster with the same parts because they sort their stuff out really well. There's so much to that. When people get their combinations and their tuning and get all their stuff sorted, and when people just put stuff together that doesn't work. ASO's talking about another Trailblazer video. Who knew they were so popular? Again, here's the link for Tour Angie. Is that for the video or the channel? Either way, you can get to it from there. But, I just figured this little crowd, I told her we'd probably have maybe 20 or 30 people in here. We had close to 40 earlier. But this is just a midweek random live. I figured if I go live a little bit before it, I can tell people it's coming. It's a goofy story I was not allowed to tell when I was younger, but now that all of the guilty parties are no longer here, I figure it's totally fine. Rob's Robbing Streetcar goes live at 7:30. But is that what time does it? Is it 7:30? I thought he was live like at 8 or 9:30. I thought he was live much later than that. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. 8, yeah, so exactly. Right. 7:30, yeah, because I was going to say, he's never live that early for here. So it's, yeah. So after you watch Tour Angie's video, yeah, head over to Rob's. That'll be fun. Andrew Nielsen says, thank you. We do a ton of testing invisible to the world, but that's our world. Yes, it is. I have been there and I have seen. That is those guys' world. If there is ever a shred of doubt who those guys are, it's all answered when you meet them. Our busy travel agent had a customer call. Hey, you do your thing. We're gonna head over to your premiere here in 10 minutes. And do remember, folks, when people have a premiere, there's usually a 2-minute buffer right in front of it. So it's not like you got to like dive on it. You got plenty of time to have an orderly roll in. It's not like you're trying to get in the movie theater either. You're already in your seat. Dean says, I was out doing deliveries. It was nice to crash in the apartment and sleep good. Yep. Yeah, so I got this place, and then I got my little crash pad in Bluefield. So I go down there and work, and I got my little tree house. It's good to go there. It's the only place where I'll ever just really just sit and That's the only place where I can just watch a movie, because when I'm here, I got too much stuff to do. When I'm there, when the work day is done, I'm worn out. It's finally dark, and I've been binge watching Sopranos. So there, I have 2 box sets of DVDs up there. I have The Sopranos, the entire series, and I have 2 seasons of Little House on the Prairie. I remember at the tactical response in the team room, that's where you stay when you're training down there. They have a TV. They have this mountain of DVDs next to it. People have contributed stuff over the years. And I remember James used to say, he said, he was giving a tour of the team room, and he said, here we have the most manly collection of movies ever. It's like any movie that's ever had like shooting and gunfighting in it ever. It's the manliest collection of DVDs ever, and Steel Magnolias. They had Steel Magnolias. They had a copy of the movie Milk. They had a few in there, like, what is that? But most of it was like the movie Heat, and Way of the Gun and stuff like that. All the Clint Eastwood stuff, of course. Yeah, I went down there for a class one time, and I don't remember why. There was some weird reason. I had the entire team room to myself, just no one down there. But I don't remember. I don't remember. I just read something, but it was weird. It's weird to have it that quiet. Magnum Force, that is my favorite one of Clint Eastwood's 5. Definitely my favorite. I like Dirty Harry. I like Magnum Force even more. And then everything from there on, just they got progressively weirder. What was right after Magnum Force? You had Sudden Impact, I think, was the 4th one. 3rd or 4th one. Then you had that one with Tyne Daly, which kind of sucked. And then you had, of course, the last one he did of the 5 was, I can't think of the name of it. Had the Welcome to the Jungle's a theme song. The Deadpool. The Deadpool was the 5th one. Long before that Marvel comic strip Deadpool or whatever. Is Cope here tonight? I don't see him. Of course, I probably didn't know him going live. Probably had no idea. Coogan's Bluff? I don't know. I know one thing. I watched the Iger Sanction here a while back. Oh, man. That one fell flat with me. Coogan's Bluff's pretty dirty. Yes. All of his Westerns were great. Yes, they were. I like The Mule. There's a lot of movies that he's done that, good to watch once, but I just wouldn't want to watch again and again. The Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, that's what I was trying to think of. Sudden Impact and Deadpool. That's the 5. But those are ones that you can just watch and play and, but. And of course, Gran Torino. That was a good movie. That was an enjoyable one. Escape from Alcatraz. Love that movie. That one's fun. If you remember what he told that prison guard in the movie when he needed to hit a dirty spoon he wanted to exchange, I've always wanted to say that to like a waitress at Olive Garden. I won't put it here for my family-friendly audience. Unforgiven was good. I think that's Dallas's favorite. I've not seen it. No, different quote. Different quote. What is the meaning of this? Well, the meaning of this is I thought I would just go live about an hour before our friend Angie, tourangie.com, has a YouTube channel. I gave her an old family story because it went with a driving tour and history video that she was doing. And the story's never been publicly told, but I thought it would be cute and would go with that video. So it's right after this, premiering here in 4 minutes. So I thought, well, I'll just go live an hour before it so I can let my YouTube buddies know in case they want to watch it. I don't think she's ever premiered anything before, so that'll be different. Yeah, it's rare that I go live anytime other than Friday. I mean, yeah, we schedule content creator workshops early on Sunday afternoons, and then we'll do a little ambush live when we have a no-name 500 guy that's sitting close, like about 475-ish. We'll try to get him over the top with a party to do that. But other than that, I don't like to randomly go live a lot. Just stick to Fridays. And I think Friday is probably the worst day of the week. Statistically, I think it would be, I'd have a better audience size-wise any other night of the week than Friday. But that's okay. I'm totally content with it. I like it. And Friday's also good for people who don't have a life. So it works great for me. Do you feel lucky punch? It's a nice twist on it. First premiere. Well, cool. I hope it's a fun one. I hope it's a good one. Who's your Adam who's building a duster from dust? There's Cope. He's got his nightclub over there in Lowell. Got his motley crew cranking up. Thursday seems to be a big day for some reason. Thursday is a big day. Like in the college towns, Thursday is a huge day because the kids all want to skip classes on Friday and make their weekend longer. So Thursday night is when all the clubs have their specials and all the social stuff goes on in college towns Thursday night. And it's kind of the weekend for people who want an end of their structure to stretch out their weekend. It's just weird. All right, we're going to be heading over there. We have any mods in the house? We don't need to. I got it right here. We're premiering here in 1 minute, so I'm going to go ahead and work on shutting down, and we'll paste this in the chat one more time. If any of you people want to watch this premiere, we're going to be going to a premiere on the Tour Angie channel right now. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for playing. We're going to have another giveaway on Friday, and we're going to watch a tour of the old Princeton Dragway and see what it looks like now. So we're doing that Friday along with another giveaway. I will see all of you guys over there. Thanks for coming by.